Welcome to Basement Dad's Pinball Podcast, where we talk everything entertainment that's comic books, boring board games, mediocre music, and of course, trash pinball. I'm Extra Paul, and I've got George and Glen here too. We'll be your hosts for this episode, so hold on to your banisters, kids, because we got a heck of a show for you. Now, before we get into it, George, I want to give a shout out to Wedgehead Pinball Podcast. They've been doing something similar to what we're about to do on this episode. They've been doing it for longer and probably better too. So if you haven't listened to a Die on This Hill episode from Wedgehead, stop listening to us right now and go listen to them.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought you were trying to say that you were ready to die on this hill in this episode. I didn't know that that was the title of their episodes on Wedgehead.
Yeah, they have several episodes where a lot of times they'll do a repeat guest where, on one episode they'll be speaking with this guest about kind of what they do in pinball or just about a specific topic, and then they'll have a backup episode to that with that same guest about a very poorly rated game on Pinside, and the guest is there to unironically defend the game because they legitimately think it's great and that it's fun.
Oh.
And that everybody else should think that it's great and fun. And Glenn, you've been on one of these episodes that I'm speaking of with Wedgehead before, right?
Yeah, I died on the hill defending High Roller Casino.
High Roller Casino. I don't think I've played it before, quite honestly.
I feel like I've played it in a tourney somewhere. Like they maybe had it at District 82. I feel like I maybe played it there, but
I want to say if I have, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. But regardless, I want to say I had fun on it. I don't know.
yeah.
Regardless, we're not here to talk about High Roller Casino. Real quick though, like Glenn, who are you?
Glen Waechter. I'm a Nashville native. And, I've made a few homebrews with my friends, and I bought AIQ when we bought this house because we sold the last one for more than we thought we would, and I was either going to get buried in the backyard if we didn't get enough for the previous house, or if we got more, I was going to get a pinball machine. And I wanted Jurassic Park Pro. It was right when they turned from the Insider Connected before that to, and the price was going to go up. So I missed the cutoff of all the new pricing, so I couldn't get a Jurassic Park. But the distributor still had an AIQ, so I got that instead. And it really was a match made in heaven because it was a deep game that I could have at home to myself and really fully understand.
So close to having a great game there. I'm sorry, Glenn.
So yeah, just real quick here, because we're going to be calling it AIQ probably the rest of the episode. What we're really here to talk about is Avengers Infinity Quest, AIQ for short. Yeah, and this is I think if you are watching us live, we have these types of episodes dubbed as a bad rap, right?
Yes.
So yeah, Avengers gets a bad rap. Why though? What's wrong with it?
Great question. I feel like I could launch into a whole bunch of things. And I don't know if what we do is start off with all of the negative stuff and then come back and address each.
Kind of figuring this out live.
Yeah.
You're
figuring
jump
this
in.
out.
Tell us what's wrong with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Figure it out alongside of us, or with us, if you will. This is Keith Elwin's third release after Iron Maiden and Jurassic Park. It is, I think, by far and widely agreed upon his worst game. Avengers. By the way, I think this is figuring if we can figure out what's wrong with Avengers. I think this is actually a really good way to develop a rating scale. If you pick a bad game, figure out why it's bad, and then judge other games on that actually work.
Okay.
Against the things that don't work for games that are bad, which is this one, right?
Possibly. Now I'm going into it with a big question mark. We've got Glenn on one side Glenn, you called me before you finished the last podcast. Like literally got a phone call. Like
Yeah, you were You were 4 hours into the episode, and it was like maybe 10 minutes left, and then you just decided you were going to slam AIQ out of nowhere and just lob this shot.
Yeah.
So you
This blindside hit, and AIQ is like, "Wait, where'd this come from?" And I just hit stop, and I just called you, and I'm like, "You got to tell me what your problem is now."
and George picked up
Our
on
friendship's
his,
over. Done.
Yeah.
George
Can we talk?
immediately picked up on his landline.
True. Yeah. Bring, bring. Oh my God, Glenn, is that you? Caller ID still works in 2025. We ended up chatting for an hour, and I thought, man, you know what? There's a whole bunch of games that get a bad rap that somebody out there absolutely loves. That said, I'm really struggling to find someone who loves Godfather. Not gonna lie, finding somebody who wants to defend it has been really tough.
Nick Lane will.
Okay, cool. So Nick Lane, you were the second person, I think, to recommend Nick Lane at this point. So maybe that ends up working out for us in the future. But Avengers actually was super easy. You not only called, but even when talking about it briefly on stream, or even talking about it in person, Paul, with you and the Fort Collins gang, it's a lot of people who love AIQ. But I want to start off with a couple of, I would say, easy to point to signs that AIQ is not a liked pinball game by maybe the masses, which would be, A, it's ranked pretty low for an Elwin on Pinside. Now,
Which is still really high.
which is still in the
let's be
top
honest.
100, right?
Yeah.
That was number one. Number two, AIQ, you can typically pick up a pro for under 5,000, and you can pick up a premium for in the sixes. Now,
Go with the pro. Go with the pro.
Go with the pro.
We'll all agree. Go with the pro.
Yeah. Now, we do have to talk about the premium tonight, though.
Yes.
Do you want to start with the premium and what's wrong with the premium?
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, I guess the main wow feature on the game, there's three differences that come immediately to mind, right? Let me I have very little time on the pro. So let me just clarify. The targets all the way over on the left-hand side on the pro, are those drop targets or stand-up targets?
Yes, they're drops.
They're drops. Okay, so there's no change
Yep.
with the drop targets from model to model or trim to trim. The disc in the middle on the premium will raise up, and you hit underneath the disc to start your gem modes. On the
We
pro,
call that a speed bump in pinball that slows the game down.
totally
Yes.
Called that.
Yeah. But I mean, to start your modes on a pro, you have to hit that big old fat banana ramp or pot belly ramp. Which one do you prefer? What do you call it? What do you call that right ramp? Do you call it
The gauntlet ramp.
Okay, just gauntlet ramp. No,
That's what the game calls it, but we can call it banana ramp.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking slang, type of thing.
I feel
I've
like
always-
they called it banana ramp. Like,
Yeah, I like banana ramp. I have also heard it called the pot belly ramp though, because
it's
got
wide in the center.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
got a big old belly there. But when you hit that to start your modes, there is an up post.
Yep.
George's mouse is almost on it right now, but it'll stop the ball still, right? On a pro.
I think it does.
I'm asking Glenn here. Oh, okay,
The Avenger
sorry.
Tower. The Avenger Tower. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, right underneath the
Yeah.
Avenger Tower. There's an up.
Yeah,
post
there's a
that'll
post
pop
that
up to-
catches the ball. Yep.
Okay. So that's still a GameStop, but it's not nearly as much as what the Subway does.
When does the premium need to do that though? I'm curious. 'Cause the premium doesn't start the modes on the right ramp to stop the ball.
when
That's-
it still does that after you capture a gem.
The arrow guy
change gems
too.
too.
There's the arrow guy. I can't think of his name. The one
Hawkeye.
who shoots Hawkeye. The Hawkeye challenge. It holds it there.
No, that catches it in the magnet though.
Yeah, the magnet on the tower will catch that.
Oh, that's right. No, yeah.
Yep. So that really only pops up in certain circumstances
When you collect a gem or you change them.
Primarily when you collect a gem, or even when you're changing gems. I think that's a
Yep.
that's another different feature from the premium to the pro. Great segue there, Glenn. On the next feature, I would say we'll save the biggest one for last. So
Okay.
we're actually going to go down to the scoop On a premium, it's a scoop. On a pro, it's not a scoop. It's a dead end shot all the way over to the right-hand side above the pretty closer, a lot closer to the flippers than most of the other shots on the game. And that's where you need to shoot into in order to change where your gems are at. So the ball will get trapped up there and allow you to pick where you're placing your gems before it spits it out again.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep. On the pro, it lights change gems at the right ramp, the gauntlet ramp. So if you shoot that shot when it's lit, then you have to then hit the gauntlet ramp to change your gems. But yeah, getting into the weeds too much.
No, I mean there's some differences here, and we, the three of us, and I think a lot of people online as well, will agree. I don't know anybody who will say that the premium is the superior version of this game over the pro. I don't know a single person.
No, yeah, I think pro for the win.
Yeah, pro for the win on this. So the main feature, the most glaringly obvious one, is the Captain Marvel ramp, as opposed to a big old fat spinner that will does yes, it's a spinner, but the geometry of the shot is a horseshoe that feeds it to feed out of the right orbit shot.
Yes, on the pro, you're saying it just
on the pro
sends it over
instead of because we're looking at the if you're live on the stream, it's right there. Yeah, there you go. So it's a horseshoe shot feeding out of the right orbit down to your right flipper. But on the premium, it is a horseshoe ramp that will feed it directly to your right flipper.
Yes. Okay. So you've nailed the three major differences.
If you can hit that ramp to begin with, though, because most of the time it doesn't work.
I don't know where to start. I have so much I want to say. So I'm just going to jump in. The Captain Marvel ramp on the premium ruined this game for me. I bought the premium. I was sold once I saw this game. And if you remember at the time,
the wow factor.
Huge. So much ramps. There was so much metal
Yep.
all over the place when this came out. When it got announced, when you got to see the videos, you're like, oh my God, they showed you a playfield level picture looking over, and you saw this crazy half pipe style ramp.
Yeah, maybe that's another thing, since you're talking about when this game came out, that might be another thing that's not doing this game all that many favors, is when this game was released. It was released during the heart of COVID.
Very good point.
So the way that it was released with, all the stuff in the back rooms with development or the R&D team, with any of it, with anything, it was just such a confusing time. Of course, a lot of the work had gone in before COVID really hit, but when the game was released, and how it was received was kind of in a time when pinball was really up in the air with COVID just hitting. Everybody was kind of like, is pinball going to die? We're all touching these and breathing on these same games, and we're supposed to be 6 feet apart right now.
Yeah.
So is pinball going to survive? And then of course it took off because everybody wanted a pinball game at home. And now we're in the market we're in.
So jumping back in to the really easy one, the Captain Marvel ramp rejected. And it wasn't until I had the game for a month, I feel like, and you get to the first mini wizard mode, which is the soul gem. And the soul gem requires you to hit a certain specific series of shots, and you have to hit them in order to complete soul gem. And the second to the last shot is to hit the Captain Marvel ramp.
Yep.
And when you get there, and at this point, a month in, I feel like I'm playing a little bit better. I'm consistently getting there, and to have it reject, not only be forced to hit that shot, but have it reject like 75% of the time, and when it rejects, it falls down the middle. It felt like I was being cheated, which is one of those few things in a new pinball machine that really, really gets me. Like TMNT's layer shot, dropping the ball into the outlane and they built a software fix for that, but they didn't really implement it completely correct. So you still end up getting screwed, especially in Final Battle. And it's the same thing here. You're in another mini wizard mode, and there's a shot in the game that mistreats you, despite how correctly or accurately you may have hit it.
Well, I'm really glad that we have our guest on here because I think Glenn has a few workarounds for situations like this on this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if there's a shot that's straight up busted, like I know you mostly have time on the pro, so there's no Captain Marvel ramp to worry about. You just get enough spins and you move on, right? But what if a shot is... What if there's a malfunction on the game where the shot isn't registering? How do you get around that?
Okay, well, you collect the Mind Gem first before you play your Soul Gem, and then you put the Mind Gem on one of the shots and level it up to level 1, and all of a sudden, you have 3 action button pushes that you can use to spot the best shot, the most valuable shot at the time that you're at the game. So you can prep yourself to not have to shoot that shot with the Mind Gem. So there you go. There's one simple, strategical way to get around it. Yep.
Quick, simple. I love that you went there with that, actually. So how does one collect the Mind Gem?
Well, you spin... Well, all right, first of all, this is more of a companion piece to the Electric Bat's 3.5-hour marathon explaining all the rules to this game. So I will explain it. However, there's going to be a lot of other people that have already just listened to that, and I don't want to revisit too many of the basic rules.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't personally heard it. Have you heard it yet, George?
No, I have not.
Okay, I like those guys, so I am going to listen to it eventually here.
Yeah. Shout out to Serge.
Yeah,
and Kale. And so anyways,
okay.
So to collect the Mind Gem, you spin this Doctor Strange disc. You shoot the right ramp on the Pro, the Gauntlet ramp. And then you select the Mind Gem. You get 5 different modes you can pick from. And in the Mind Gem, you basically have to alternate shots between blue shots or the disc, and the disc until you do that 3 times. And then you can hit the little stand-up target behind the disc. And then you finish the mode, put the ball back in the Gauntlet ramp, and then it says, select a shot to place the Avenger on, or select an Avenger to give the Mind Gem to. And so then you have all of your 6 Avenger shots. If you put it on one of those, the next shot you hit, you'll either put it on the drop targets, on Hulk, Captain America, and the pop bumpers. You can put it on Black Widow in the left ramp. You can give it to the right ramp. What's her name again? Captain Marvel. Or you can give it to Black Panther. So once you hit one of those shots, that gem is now on that shot. And this is the part that people get really upset about. That gem stays there until you change it. But the power of that gem is determined based on how many times you've collected that Avenger. So every single Avenger on the playfield has a certain amount of shots required to collect it.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Well, there's spins for Hulk, so.
Okay.
I think it's 100 and some spins to collect Hulk.
Okay.
And then the Iron Man, you have to spell IRON at the bottom. But you don't collect him. That's just for your multi-ball locks. Captain America is a number of pop bumper hits. Black Widow's 3 ramps. Thor, you just got to spell Thor 1 time. Black Panther, you got to hit that 3 times on the right orbit.
Okay, I heard a couple Avengers that you didn't mention, which would be Vision and Captain Marvel. How do I level those guys up?
So Captain Marvel is not level upable, and I don't know who Vision is. Is that where the drop targets are?
Yep.
Okay, so that's one of the other quirky things about this game that's very confusing. Those 2 shots cannot be leveled up. You can place gems there, but they just stay
Wait a second.
one award the whole time.
But you can put a gem there on that spot, but you can't level it up.
Yeah, it's on the playfield. You see the little diamond? So you almost don't even need me to tell you that because it's right there, but it's okay.
No. Sorry. I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm so confused, man.
Yeah, sorry. The diamond means that you can place a gem there, but how do I know that you can or can't level up that character?
You just have to know that rule.
Okay.
If you own this game, you will have enough time to learn these rules. And that's the other thing that I'd like to tell people. It is hard to learn this game on location.
Sorry, and what was the name of this gem?
We were talking about the Mind Gem.
The
Mind Gem. So that's the blue one.
Okay.
And its power is the action button power.
Is that the only power it has?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, it has a second power.
Oh.
No, on certain shots, it does different things. So if you put it on Vision...
Oh, wow.
If you put the blue gem on the drop targets, it's actually really cool. Once you get to the end of the game, you can utilize it there. it allows you to hit the action button to move which award you're going to collect next when you complete the drops. So it is pretty stupid confusing, also really
Powerful.
satisfying and gratifying once you understand how to use it, and then you can kind of cheat the game a little bit. You're not cheating, but you're just taking advantage of the rules and what you know about them. So like at the end of the game, let's say you still need to collect the Avengers a third time to get to battle Thanos. Or actually the third time you collect all the Avengers, you don't get to battle Thanos. You have to play the Battle Royale multi-ball. To get there, you
That's
have
the second
to
time, right?
The second time is Black Order multi-ball. And then there's
okay.
the Battle Royal multi-ball.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which isn't really multi-ball. It's the Battle Royale. It's like the single. You can add a ball to it. But anyways, if you have to collect the Avengers a third time, you can use that grid to collect an Avenger every time you drop those targets. So if you just hit the action button until it lines up with the correct drop target that says collect Avenger, you can collect half of the Avengers with the Mind Gem, with just completing a set of drop targets. So that's kind of cool.
And no, that does sound cool. If you ever reach the end game, which most people I know are lucky to get to the Battle Royale.
The second mini wizard.
One. Yeah.
Not
The
Battle
Black Order
Royale,
multi-ball.
Black Order.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm confusing them still. So to me, they're similar names. Of the second one is Black Order. The final one is Battle Royale. Am I clear on that? Or am I still
Yes.
messing that up? Okay.
You are correct.
Cool.
Let me check my notes. Yes. Yes, Battle Royale.
All right,
is
so-
after Black Order multiple.
So you know so much about you gave us a great rundown of Mind Gem. Is this what you usually start with? If once you have modes lit, is that what you personally
I
go
like
for?
to.
Okay.
I like to because I want to make sure that I get the Soul Gem. And having the Mind Gem really helps. If I'm in a tournament, that's a different story. But if I'm just trying to play through the game, the path that I have found is to get 2 gems pretty quick, because then you end up doing the Thanos attacks and you only have like 2 gems to defend, and that's pretty easy. That's another thing people complain about is when Thanos decides he's going to jump in there instead of playing another gem mode.
Yeah,
Thanos
he'll
takes
take your-
all of your gems, and
Yeah,
then you
he'll-
have to
he'll
win
take
them
your
back.
gems. He'll make you cry, dude. Yeah, he's not nice. Okay. No, I run a lot of tournaments at the arcade that I work at Pinball Jones here in Fort Collins, and I know a lot of players that love to start with the Mind Gem. So I think that's a solid start. You how long have you owned your Pro?
I had it and I sold it
Okay.
because I wanted to upgrade my recording gear so that I could be more prolific at doing pinball audio. And so I want it back, but I don't have money for it. Otherwise, I would buy it back. Well, actually, I'd probably buy some other games first.
Balancing
but I would
passions,
never.
right?
I would have never sold the game. But yeah.
Okay.
So at the moment, I don't have machines. So the whole, well, if the game was so great, why did you sell it? Yeah. Okay, buddy.
No.
No, it was for
We all understand that one.
It was
No, not
for
you guys. Some other.
No, I totally get it. 100% get it. Okay. Well, before you sold it, how long did you have it?
I had it for almost 2 years.
Okay. All right. So you've put in some time on this. You know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I pretty much know almost every. I learned a couple things on Kale's podcast with Serge. Like for instance, if you have the Space Gem and you go to change your gems, it gives you like an extra 5 seconds to pick your gems where you want to place them. I had no idea that perk was in the game. It's so minuscule, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's such a small thing. That's my least favorite mode. Maybe we should go into that one next. The Space
Sure.
Gem.
Okay.
So the Space Gem. Okay, so
Hardest mode to complete, worst perk.
it is hard to complete, but again, if you have the Mind Gem, not that hard. So the Space Gem, it requires you to hit the inner side shot from the flipper. I can't really point at it. Can you point to
sorry.
the flipper?
Yep.
The upper flipper and the shot that comes around the back and then feeds the right flipper. If you hit that shot and then hit Hulk right after it, it'll feed the pops, and the pops will give you damage toward whatever the dude's name is. And you get to do that 3 times, and then the mode's over. But like every mode in this game, there are ways to increase scoring if you choose to do something more difficult. Every single mode has risk reward that are based on higher scoring. And so if you choose to go left ramp, right ramp, and then orbit, and then Hulk, so you do a 4-way combo, you get like really good points. It doesn't make you finish the mode faster. It just gives you a crap ton more points. And so that's kind of like the way to play the space gem better.
Yeah.
So now once you collect the space gem, this is the most complicated and probably most useless gem feature in the game, because when you place the gem on a shot, if you hit that shot, it allows you 3 seconds to then push the action button, and every single gem you have on the playfield will move over 1 spot to the right.
Useless.
No, it's not, because some of the gems help you collect your Avengers faster or score more points, but also
Power gem, right?
yeah, the power gem allows you to basically double up the progress toward that Avenger, not the points, just double up the progress. So like every spin is worth
Yeah.
like
So let
2
me ask you a
spins.
question about that. Just for clarification, then, if let's say I had this ability and I hit a shot, and then I hit the middle and I move the power gem, let's say from Hulk over 1 shot to Captain America, let's say, or I hit
Yes.
it twice, so move it to Captain America, and then I hit Captain America, I will increase his level twice as fast.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Half as
Just-
many pop bumper hits to get to collecting and then leveling them up and then leveling them up again.
Got it. Now, what's really interesting about that is that it's moving all of the gems. So you have to keep in mind any other gems you have. You may have moved them to a different place, and does each gem have a secondary benefit it gets if you put it on one of the non-leveling characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
It
it.
does.
Okay. So
So-
keep going.
So like, well, not every gem, because the time gem basically does the same thing on every shot. It just adds time to your time bank, and your time bank is up above the screen on the display. And whenever you start a timed mode, it adds that time to the already existing timer for that mode. So that helps. Like
Okay.
it also increases your ball save marginally when you start multi-balls. And
Got
so
it.
that's a nice function for the time gem. But the time gem doesn't have a special thing that it does on the drop targets.
Actually, so that's the one weird one. You have to remember that the time gem benefits on any position you put it, and
Correct.
it doesn't change. Whereas the other gems all do change based potentially on which shot you put it on.
Yeah. However, if you have, let's say, Hulk leveled up to level 2, which is as high as it gets, you add more seconds to the time bank every time you hit Hulk
Based on level.
Where you'll never increase the amount of seconds.
You're
on
still
the drop
adding
targets
time.
when
You're
you
just
play it.
not adding an increased
Correct.
amount of time. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Keep going. This is great.
Okay, so what's the next gem we want to talk about? The reality gem. Okay, so the reality gem is the yellow one. The reality gem requires you to shoot the disc. It'll spin, and then it gives you like a 9x hurry up on every mode shot. So those are the points. It doesn't necessarily give you more progress to finishing the mode, but that's the risk reward you get in the reality gem. Is if you want to maximize points, you spin the disc and then you hit other shots as quick as you can because they're worth more points. And it requires like maybe 5 or 6 completed shots, and then the mode's done. Collect the gem at the right ramp, and then you get the choice to put the reality gem on any one of the shots that have a lit flashing diamond.
Okay.
And what the reality gem gets you is that's a shot multiplier. So your shot multiplier can be higher than 2x given how leveled up that Avenger is. But
It's like
I
soul
think when you
shards.
have the
I
I'm not-
like
I
to
don't-
think of it like soul shards on Iron Maiden.
yeah,
But that also, I don't know how often like people come across outside of me and my own personal community here in Fort Collins. How often do people come across an Iron Maiden, and do they get to the soul shard, and do they know what the freak that means?
it's not described well in the game as you're playing. Like after you finish a mode, you shoot up the middle, right? The bullseye to get a soul shard. Is that what that is?
Welcome to Pinball.
I think so.
Where things aren't.
No.
described
The
very
soul
well.
Yeah.
the soul shard. The soul shard is collected on the right orbit after you've finished a mode, right?
No, that's
or you've done well.
That's the award on the right
Yeah.
orbit. So the
The
soul
tomb
shard
treasures.
is the middle.
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
treasures.
okay.
Soul Shard is like a hurry up, straight up the middle ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a percentage based on how many points you got in that mode.
Tomb
And then how
treasures.
much
Yeah,
closer
thanks.
to the bullseye you get. Yeah.
So the reality gem, when you place it on a shot, how does that multiplier work?
So it depends on how leveled up that Avenger is. So the more it's leveled up, the more the multiplier is. So a good strategy would be get the reality gem, put it on Hulk, and then try to get one of those gamma ray jackpots.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
those are cool. It's a really
and
cool
those-
light show, and it never seems to be worth very many points unless you're doing what you're saying, where you put the reality gem there.
Yeah, the game is really smart rules wise. It's not just that all of these things can happen and be really complicated and not crash, but it also allows every feature in the game to be worth something if you do something correct. Like not only worth something, but worth a crap ton. It sets up all of these super unique opportunities to blow the game up in weird ways. And that, I think, is its staying power.
And speaking of like the rules / code, or however you want to term it, because sometimes staff, especially at Stern, are rules experts, but they're not like software coders at the same time. I'm drawing a blank on who coded this game, who takes coding lead is, but
I think
Ray
it's Rick
Day-
Nagel.
Rick Nagel definitely was lead on this game.
Okay,
but
Rick
Ray
Nagel.
Day was
And then
involved.
Ray Day came in
Ray Day
later.
was very heavily involved on this game and had a lot of ideas. This was kind of his debut game on a team, I want to say, and he put a lot of effort into this game. I don't want that to be like swept under the rug at all. Even though this game is hated, it's very deep. There's a lot of different options, and it's all in there. It works any which way that you can place a gem on any Avenger, and in the end, that wasn't kind of the intention of Keith Elwin, the designer, of where, ultimately a lot of players will say, well, it doesn't matter.
I think Keith realized that he created a monster in this, and when he was talking about this game originally, when it first came out, he was not trying to get people to think about the gems.
So
He's like, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that happens, and that just put it on a shot and just play the game. And I think that's because he knew that maybe they did go a little too far for
Yeah.
the average player, and he didn't want to intimidate people by telling them how many permutations there could possibly be with every gem on every shot.
I know, right? It's a lot to grasp. Kiwi Frenzy is jumping in on chat here. Don't forget, Keith has a lot of say in the rules. Usually, however, as I mentioned earlier in this episode, this was an odd time for pinball. This game came out shortly after the COVID quarantine happened. And for whatever reason, I think it was pushed out. It was a little rushed in a way. And Keith actually did not have as much say in the rules on this game as he usually does.
How do you know that?
From meeting my heroes, from talking to them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to. You're pulling from it. Sounds like a you've had conversations with
Yep.
people involved in the game.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's weird that you talked to Richard Simmons about Keith Elwin, but that's fine.
What?
When meeting your heroes.
Oh,
That's all right.
Hey,
Sometimes these jokes don't
Listen.
land. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to drinking my whiskey.
if we had a sweating to the oldies pinball, I can't talk right now. If we had a sweating to the oldies pinball, I would play the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a homebrew community that makes pinball machines, and maybe somebody should make one.
I think that would do well.
Oh God! Even
Okay.
if you just rethemed hard body. All right, keep continuing.
No, sweating. That is actually a fantastic
very
idea.
accurate.
Yeah.
All right,
So let's talk about the soul gem. The soul gem's worth talking about because that's something that got missed on Kale and Serge's long conversation. Not all of it, just a little bit.
okay. So Soul
So
Gem
once
is
you've
not
collected-
one that you can pick, right?
Correct. We're going to take an intermission on the ones you can pick. We're gonna do a seventh inning stretch and talk about the first mini wizard mode because it actually kind of makes sense because after you've played a couple modes, you'll probably be ready to play the soul gem before going any further.
All right.
So once
continue.
you've
I'm gonna be
collected
right
every
back
Avenger,
here.
Okay.
Yeah, George, can you scroll down just a little bit?
Absolutely.
I want to show people on the inserts. There you go, right above Hulk at the bottom. You see each Avenger in a semicircle. Once you get enough spins and you get enough pop bumpers, you get the iron lanes, you get enough left ramps, enough Thor, and then you get enough of Black Panthers, and it tells you on the display how many of each you have left. So it's actually a really good UI.
Yep.
The user interface. It makes it very clear what you have left when you know what to look for.
Yep.
So this game does a really good job in communicating the basics of what you need to do to navigate to the wizard mode, not the extra stuff, the things that you need.
I do want to throw out. You actually need to look at the LCD. This was kind of jarring for me for the first time, and I think I'm much better now about this. But for me, I had to look up at the LCD because there was no lights on the playfield telling me what to hit. I actually, and there was no progress show unless you collected. You had to look at the LCD and see there with each one of those characters. It makes so much sense now. But keep in mind, Avengers was still, I feel like, earlier on the side of Spike 2 with LCDs, and it was a requirement to look to figure things out the very first time. And I think a lot of the community could probably agree in some ways that like Jurassic Park is not immediately easy to figure out because it's not intuitive when you get a paddock, the different things that you have to do. And they went back and added audio callouts to help everybody figure out what it is they're supposed to do. Hit the targets to the left of the Nota Jeep or whatever they end up calling it.
Shoot
right
the
there.
Trap.
Yeah,
Trap
shoot
targets.
the trap shot. Yeah, exactly. You got to hit the helipad shot. Like they added all of those because they understood that it required somebody to stop looking at the game and look up at the LCD to see what was there. And for me, this was the first time where I sat down with the game when I got it. I unboxed it, I got it in place, and I trapped up immediately, and I looked at the playfield, and nothing was lit. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It took me a few games to trap up and then look up and notice that I was seeing progress up there. So I think you're right. I think it's fantastic. There was a weird transition for at least me at that point, moving from, I would say, old school. Let's say I had just got done playing Star Trek. I want to go with Ghostbusters. I want to like the old school DMD games where, man, the lights made it really easy to just understand what was going on. We're playing a new game, and to play this new game, you absolutely need to be focused on that LCD to know what to hit next. Now, please continue.
Yeah, so you don't have to go right into the Soul Gem mode once you do collect all the Avengers, because one of the other things about every part of this game, I've already said it once, but the risk reward allows you to maximize scoring.
Sure.
So once you collect your Avengers, you got to spin the disc just like you did with Doctor Strange to start your other modes, and then you shoot the right ramp or the gauntlet ramp. Sorry. And what'll happen is that post comes up. It's up right now. You can see it. It's holding the ball.
Yep.
And then it'll give you like a scoring bonus, almost like an end of ball bonus based on how many of your Avengers were collected, how many of them were leveled up, and then to what degree. And then you almost get like an end of ball bonus just by starting the Soul Gem. So if you wanted to, you could point press and maybe do one more shot or a couple more shots to level a couple more Avengers up to make more points in the Soul Gem.
Sure.
And then the game gives you the option to play standard, or you can hold in the action button to play expert mode or hard mode, whatever they say. And you get far less flips to complete the 7 or 8 shots.
One of the first times I had seen a limited flip count, by the way, which was awesome. First time through. It was so
Revolutionary,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
It was that's the coolest part of the game, honestly. But it's a little hidden at the same time. It's most people aren't going to get there.
Yeah, it's one of the big moments of the game. And my buddy Jonathan Hall, he owned the game for a long time and he never finished the Soul Gem. But I think I learned tonight it's because he had a premium. I didn't realize that makes it that much harder. But it does.
So much harder. This shot ruined this game. I'm just going to interrupt to say that, but please keep going.
Really quick though, like George legitimately got hung up on the no pun intended. Well, pun intended. Let's leave the pun there. No, George got hung up on the ramp that often doesn't work. And Glenn here had mentioned if you get the mind gem before you do the soul gem, you can bypass it by just hitting the center button. There is another way around it, though.
Oh, let's hear it.
That would be your flank shot. So if you
Yes.
hit the right orbit and it doesn't make it all the way up the ramp in the back, which would feed it all the way back down to your right flipper.
Yeah.
If it falls into the pops after you hit the right orbit, that's a flank shot, and it'll spot your next shot. It does it once during the mode, so don't waste it. Type of thing.
Sorry, you're saying use the accidental oops, I didn't hit my shot perfectly in order to get around Captain Marvel situationally?
Listen, if you got a premium, you gotta figure it out, dude.
All right,
There's,
please.
There's another situation. We'll come to it later. Remind me what the other strategic flank attack shot is good for.
Okay.
So, anyways, so once you collect the soul gem, you finish the last shots at the tower, which I think is the best moment in the game.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
That as far as pinball moments go, where you feel like you really did, because the game sounds and looks and holds the ball, and it does give you the whole Doctor Strange, whatever he does this thing with his hands and makes it, makes you feel like a pinball wizard.
It's very rare that we see a dead end ramp. Until Avengers, I don't think we had seen dead end ramps ever since Fire. You guys remember the game Fire?
I
Was
do.
Space Shuttle? Was Space Shuttle after Fire or before?
Where does Space Shuttle have a dead end ramp?
Oh, it changes your mystery award. The right ramp, it just hits a stand-up target at the top.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other similarly named one.
You thinking of the Space Odyssey or not Odyssey?
No, it's Space something, right? There's Space Shuttle
Station?
and
Space Shuttle.
Space Station.
Station.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, very rarely do we see dead end ramps, and I think this is the first dead end ramp that we saw with a magnet at the top. So it was very cool, and it creates an awesome moment. I will give it credit for that. Credit where credit's due, right? I'm here to shit on this game, but that part's cool.
So then you collect your soul gem, and it says place your gem. Where are you going to put it? What's it going to do? So where you put that gem gives you the option to get a soul gem jackpot every time you finish a mode after that moment. So you really don't get anything when you place the gem until you finish another mode. So again, your drop targets and your Captain Marvel shot, they cannot be leveled up. So you're going to be stuck with a certain percentage, and I don't have the percentages memorized. It might be like maybe 25 or 50%.
Okay.
And it's locked in at that. But if you put it on Hulk and you've leveled Hulk up to level 2, which is the highest it can go, and you play another mode and you finish it, once you finish that mode, you shoot Hulk, and it gives you all those points at 150% of that previous mode you just played as a soul gem jackpot. That's huge. And it can be worth a lot of points.
So I confused some rules earlier. We were talking about the reality gem, which is you had described as a shot multiplier, and it is
Correct.
In fact, that I was misdescribing it earlier as the.
When you called it the.
It's like the soul gem on Iron Maiden. You know, it's like the that's not accurate. You know, it's like the soul gem on Iron Maiden. The soul shard on Iron Maiden is like the soul gem.
Both Keith Elwin designs. I wonder if he's going to use soul again in something else.
Yeah, maybe. But like ultimately, to reiterate my point that I'm going to be making this entire episode, it's easy to get confused, guys. There's so
Not just confused. We're not even through all of them at this point. I don't remember the names and what each of them does. And like you said, there's permutations.
I represent half of the people who know what the fuck they're talking about on this game, and I don't know what's happening.
So,
all right, well, somebody's got a comment here. Third way, if mystery is lit in soul gem, mystery spots a soul gem shot. That I didn't know. Look at you.
yeah. So
Nice
Brooklyn
work.
Pin, by the way, has
Good
said multiple times they love AIQ. This is one of their favorite games, I'm assuming. And
Okay, and they like a premium too.
and they like the premium. You know what? If the Captain Marvel ramp works, I'm okay with the trough slowing things down. That never bothered me. It was pretty cool to watch. And on top of that, I love putting a camera on the window you get on the disc and underneath the play field because they're lit individually. Yeah, the subway. Thank you. I like having a camera on that for streaming. It looks really cool. It's just the Captain Marvel ramp was an issue for me. But please keep going. I love.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, real quick, Glenn. Are you? What's your favorite feature on a pinball machine? Do you like pop bumpers? Are you a slings guy? Do you like ramps? Do you like spinners?
Nobody's a slings guy. Losers. Sorry. I'm a ramp. I'm a ramp guy. Yeah.
You're a ramp guy. Okay.
I like metal ramps specifically. Yeah.
Metal ramps.
Like, so if Rammstein had a pinball machine, those ramps would be metal.
Brooklyn Pin saying, I love wamps.
Shoot the wamps.
Shoot the wamps.
I love wamps.
Paul, what's your favorite?
Spinners.
Okay.
Spinners are good on classics. That's
Spinners
tough.
Are always good.
They're good on this game too. Both spinners are really good on this game.
Well, I haven't spent the time here. I'm really good at juicing and balancing spinners. That's kind of I had mentioned, I think earlier before we had started the podcast. Maybe it was mentioned earlier in this episode. I'm the second tech at Pinball Jones. The first tech, gets the games working and makes sure that they turn on and accept quarters and all of that, and is the heart and soul of the place. I really just go in there to tune up machines and make sure they feel good. And a big part of that is balancing spinners and make sure they rip a lot. I have not done that on the Hulk spinner on this. On our copy of this game, and I kind of want to now.
You should, especially knowing that you can slap a multiplier on it and then wait for the Hulk situation if you've leveled it up and you haven't accidentally moved it to a different shot with the other power gem by hitting the center button.
I should. I did it on the Dazzler spinner on Deadpool, and now you can I had to increase the settings on the difficulty
Disco
for
multi-ball.
Dazzler. Yeah, for Disco Multiball because you could get it in one rip. It became stupid. Typically, I don't like increasing difficulty stuff through software like that. I think you should keep it original. But yeah, everybody was complaining at me about it. It's like, this is so easy. Why'd you make you gotta ungrease the spinner or whatever you did to it? And it's like, absolutely not. There's nothing more satisfying in pinball than a spinner that rips.
I'm gonna go with the bank shot. I'm sorry, the snicked on Deadpool is an incredibly satisfying shot.
Okay.
Is there another bank shot in pinball that's satisfying though?
I haven't nailed it.
Oh, the gem shot on Tron's pretty good.
Oh my God, gem. Yeah, because you can bank it off the Tron targets and get it to go the other direction. I love that. Also, in Harry Potter, there is a bank shot in order to get it to kick over to the right off the Hermione target, evidently.
Which you just brought home tonight, right?
Yes, I did. Although I was gonna,
Shoot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, but I wanted to take a second here and take a step back. Okay. If we take out the premium and the Captain Marvel ramp, which had, I would say, a design flaw at the beginning that really caused a problem specifically with Soul Gem, which at the time, because I didn't understand the gems at all. In fact, I just had this game back, and I never went and figured out the gems. I was just trying to get to Thanos without having to go and understand the complexities of the gems. And what's really fun about that, I'm going to quick aside, is that Glenn, as you've gone through and described this, and also your obvious love for it, and I know there's other people on the stream who have a lot of love for this game, I kind of want to get it back, but it would never be the premium. So I almost want to scope.
Don't do it, dude. This game sucks.
From the scope of just the pro, The only major issue I would see with the game at this point is the complexity of the rule set and understanding how to make progress utilizing the gems as efficiently or effectively as possible. I would say that is the biggest hindrance.
It's hard if you only play it on location. I can see how people get frustrated.
Yep.
And I also understand that not everybody has the budget to buy a game and own it. So I'm not trying to shame anybody that can't afford to buy a $5,000 to $6,000 toy.
Yeah.
However, this game plays long, and the code and the rules support the long play. So when you play it on location in tournaments that are set up hard so that it doesn't last 45 minutes for a round, it's frustrating. And I think that's where most people's anger comes from, is that they can't get far enough into the game to appreciate, because tournaments would get bogged down. So get one in home. Just bite the bullet if you can afford one. If you can sell a game and bring one in for, like, give it 5 or 6 months.
And a pro.
Really let the rules set in. Yeah, get a pro. You will love this game.
Glen,
and if you don't, you can sell it for what you bought it for.
As somebody who tunes up
deal.
games and sets them up for tournaments and then also runs same said tournaments, I will have to 100% agree with you on this. This is a great game to have at home. It's like, most people will think that it's so complex and it's brutal. Well, yeah, that's what you want at home. If you get a standard, like, easy to play game at home that's just easy to shoot, easy to understand, and you can do all the things, you're going to get tired of it very quickly. I guess it all depends on why you're getting a game at home, or if you're getting it for your Joel Engelbert's friends and family. If you can invite all of his friends and family over to your place and play with them as much as he does, then maybe that's a good pick, and they'll all enjoy it. But if you're getting a game in your home, a pinball game in your home for yourself, selfishly, it's your selfish $6,000 toy, right?
Well, no. This one's 4,500.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great game to have. One of my first games that I guess my first modern-ish game, my first DMD game that I had at home was Walking Dead, and when I bought it when COVID was happening, and I was like, I'm not a huge fan of Walking Dead, but this game came along at the right time, at the right price point, and sure, I'll flip on it, and I'll probably sell it in a few months. Still have it. I still have it. Because it's brutal, and it's a great game to have at home. A game that kicks your ass is a great game to have at home.
Got it. And you're comparing that then to this. This game can kick your ass. You can leave it long playing, or standardize it, or play it the way it was sent from the factory, and it is a longer playing game.
Yeah. But I've explored all there is to explore on Walking Dead. That would take me a lot longer to do on Avengers here.
Which to me sounds like a winning point for the sale.
No, that's what it's a perk. I know I'm here to hate on this game, and I'm probably doing a terrible job, but I would agree that this is a good game to have at home.
So I'm going to try to convince you.
Mando, for example.
Oh yeah. Mando's a little too linear.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say, is that there's a lot of paths on this game that you can flesh out and explore, kind of in a similar vein to a Game of Thrones, if you will.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
So Game of Thrones, I think, was one of the first that had all of it had way more high score lists than others, because you had every house high score, right?
Okay.
And then you had each multi-ball high score. Then you had your high scores. So AIQ has a very similar thing where it's like, the Soul Gem champion, the Mind Gem action button champion, the Black Order multi-ball champion, all of these things in the game, every gem, every quest, everything has a high score within the game. So that's almost an inspiration to try to okay, how am I going to maximize this? For instance, let's say you wanted to get a gigantic score using the Mind Gem. So I told you how to get the Mind Gem up to where you get 3 action button pushes, But if you level that gem up to level 2, which is the highest it goes, then it lights. It'll actually collect every single shot on the playfield that's lit.
I have
So
a
if you get the
question.
mind gem.
Sorry, before you go, and this is clarification to make sure I understand.
Yep.
You're saying the gem can be leveled to max level 2.
Well,
Correct.
you're not the gem itself. The Avenger that you're placing the
yeah.
gem with can be leveled to max level 2.
Oh,
So-
I thought the Avenger
you-
could be max level 3. That's not correct.
Nope,
No.
it's just max
Level
level
2.
2.
Got it. Please, keep
When
going.
you collect them, they start at 0, and then you can level them up to level 1. And then
I
to
will
level
say
2, and
that
that's
that is a confusing thing because I wish that when you collected an Avenger, it said you have them at level 1, but it does not. It says you've
It
now
should be 1
collected the
through
Avenger,
3,
and
not
then you
0
level
through
them
2.
up to level. Yeah, yeah. Raymond, please, just make the world a better place. Just go in there. Just you've collected Hulk level 1. That'd be great because then
Yeah.
people would understand 1, 2, and 3. Where
Nobody wants
0,
a level
1, and
0 hero, right?
Correct. Well, my wife,
Programmers
she
love
somehow, she's
zero
pulled
based.
it off.
Anyhow,
Anyhow.
yeah.
So, all right, so you got the mind gem. Let's say you put it on Black Widow, which is the shot up the middle. It's the easiest shot in the game. This is an exact strategy. I want anybody watching this to take this strategy, and congratulations on defeating Thanos 5 to 6 times.
Yeah, that's
Pinjamin,
cool.
Pinjamin. Yeah, that's hard to do.
Pinjamin.
So, all right, so you first play, you get the mind gem, put it up the middle on Black Widow, level her up to level 2, which is the highest it gets, and then if you can, here's where we haven't talked about yet. You got to collect some portal locks. Do you know what portal locks are, George?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Also,
so portal
yes.
locks act. Portal locks, each one you collect acts as a playfield multiplier for the modes.
Oh, no, I
It's
had no
also
idea on
an
that.
Extra,
Oh, really? Okay.
it's
Yeah,
an
welcome to
extra
Portal
ball
Locks, buddy.
as well. Yeah, portal locks are really, really hard to explain, only because there's so many different ways to get them. But you can collect up to 3, which would be a 4x multiplier.
Can I try really quick to explain?
Yeah, please
portal
do.
locks? Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
if you got 2 portal locks, this might be different on the premium because I've never been able to get a 4-ball mode by doing 3 portal locks. On the premium that we have, at least, once you get to your 3rd portal lock, that portal lock is lit, but it's only going to go onto the next mode. So the max portal locks you can do per mode on the premium that we have is 2 portal locks, which would be a 3x playfield, and your mode is a 3-ball multi-ball. So, George, for portal locks, each portal lock you get is going to be add a ball. So the first portal lock you get is going to be a 2-ball multi-ball for the next mode. And as long as you have 2 balls in play, it's 2x playfield. You're going to have a multiplier for each ball that you have in play during that mode.
Now, how do you light a portal lock as opposed to... It was always random to me when I got portal locks because I never figured out how the portal locks were
All right.
lit.
Perfect. Easiest, the most standard way to light a portal lock is through your combos. You're going to light your first portal lock at 4 combos. You'll light your next portal lock, I want to say, at 10 combos. So it's
I think it's
4.
like 50. It's a lot more. I think it's more than 10. I think
No,
so.
I
Could be
want to
wrong.
say it starts at 4 combos, and then it jumps.
It does
to,
start at 4.
and then another 6 combos after that, which would mean 10 combos total, and then another
Maybe. I don't.
I want to
Okay.
say it goes 4, then 6, then 8, something along those lines.
Got it. Okay, but it's
good
combo
luck,
based.
though. Like honestly, good luck. That's a lot of combos, man. There's other ways to get portal locks, though. One of them is probably the most easiest would be on your bingo card, the drop target little chart on the left-hand side of the playfield. If you can scroll down to that.
Okay, this.
As long as the game is in competition play, the awards for that bingo chart will always be in the same position. So if you're in a tournament and you're playing in competition play, you want the center row, not column, center row. 750 Spot Avengers bonus X.
Yep, I would call him immediately. Thank you for that.
Yep. Yep. So if you are able to lock in the at the very start of the game, as soon as you hit the start button, you are automatically going to have the 750 and the Spot Avenger lit. They're going to be lit solid. So to complete that center column on competition play,
Wait, column or row?
Or sorry, I now you got me doing it.
Sorry.
The row. We want the row, not the column.
Okay.
I'm a freak in the spreadsheets. I know what I'm talking about here. All right. So we just need a bonus X to complete the row, the center row, and that will light your portal lock.
Okay. How do you know that lights a portal lock?
By holding in your flippers and looking at the menu because it's Ray Day.
It doesn't say
this
portal
is another
lock.
one of the things.
No, it's
This is one of the
each different, like every time you the way the bingo card works is also fucking confusing, and it works in a similar way to how Walking Dead does. So there's a light that's scrolling around
Sure.
From square to square to square. As soon as you hit any drop target, doesn't matter what drop target that you hit, it's going to stop on that square. As soon as you clear the rest of the drop targets, it will give you that square. And if that square also completes a row or a column or a diagonal, it'll give you an additional perk that's not listed here on the playfield, but it is listed in the submenus.
Got it.
So if it's on competition play, in the submenus, you can check and see if it's on competition play when the center row will light portal lock. So you can do that from a skill shot by hitting the center drop target. That'll automatically spot whatever light is lit, and ideally you want it to be on bonus X by the time it hits that. So you want to plunge a little bit earlier than that. There's a third way to get a portal lock, though, that we haven't even gotten into, and that is the super secret skill shot, which is short plunging all the way up at the top to where it goes kind of
Under the
behind and then falls back underneath it through the loop part. Yeah, and that will
Correct.
always light a portal lock for you.
Okay.
And Brooklyn Pin is correct. If you hit all 3 stand-up targets and then do a Hawkeye challenge, you will get a portal lock with a successful Hawkeye challenge.
Yep.
So
Yep,
you
that's
see the
true
little
as well.
arrow. You see the little inserts with like arrow flights. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. You hit those, and then it lights Hawkeye challenge at the tower, and then it'll do a countdown, and then you hit either the target right there or the inner loop. It'll give you another portal lock, but it'll only light them at the disc, where you'll have to spin the disc to collect them.
And if a game
on
is
the Pro-
set up well, then most people that I know who have this game and want it to play as well as it can will set up the game to where you can just hold up that upper flipper and it'll fall into the target and get you the portal lock.
Mm-hmm. And so what happens when the portal locks are lit, you have to spin the disc to collect them, and then you'll see little inserts light up where the ball would fall underneath on the premium. So if you kind of scroll down on the screen a little bit, you see right above Thanos' hand right there, there's actually 3 lights that will light up. So on the Pro, you can collect 3 portal locks and have a 4-ball multi-ball with a 4x scoring.
Oh, it tracks the locks by lighting up the not used.
Yeah, because they're
subway.
virtual.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, no, I don't know why on the premium that's I've lit 4 portal locks and I've only ever been able to max it out at 2. 2 portal locks per mode, and that's where it maxes out on our premium. I don't know if that's a gameplay setting thing. I kind of want to look into it now.
I almost wonder if because they're actual balls, maybe the game doesn't have enough balls to be able to support another multi-ball if they're in there. So
It's got
maybe
6 multi-balls in there for sure. And I also have virtual locks turned on like all the time. Like there's some malfunction with the subway stuff sometime where I just turned on virtual locks forever ago and just left it on because a lot of times I'll get a portal lock and then after locking a portal lock, then it'll naturally spit out 2 balls. And I know that's a malfunction. And if I just turn on virtual locks,
It doesn't happen.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Once again, reaffirming, just don't buy the premium or the LE version of this game.
Yeah. Agreed.
I got to ask a question, Glenn. Oh, I don't want to interrupt you, though, but I want to ask you a question. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Let me finish. Remember, all right,
yeah.
so we were talking about the strategy. So
Yes.
all right, so let's say you have 3 portal locks. You've collected the Mind Gem, you've placed it on Black Widow, or any Avenger, and leveled it up to level 2. And then you start the Reality Gem, and this is where it gets amazing. Because once you start the Reality Gem and it kicks all the balls out, all the portal locks, you're going to have 4x playfield. If you spin the disc and you get it to 9x in the mode, and every shot's lit at 9x, then you hit the action button. You get a 4x times 9x of every mode shot collected in one button push. Bananas. Never done it, but those are the kind of challenges you can set up.
Yeah.
In Avengers to like, okay, I've beaten the game. Now, what can I do to kind of have fun with this in order to like get the most ridiculous score in given scenario?
Got it.
And every mode has something like that you can do to exploit and maximize the points in it.
That's the key right there. And that honestly, I feel like is the difference between some level of player. And bear with me here a second, but when I had Escher in here a bunch, he wasn't thinking so much about hitting the shots and progression. His focus in every single game we ever played was how can he exploit the game. So, for example, he would talk about Game of Thrones, and you guys talked about that as well. And it was testing every multi-ball to see if there was a cap put in the maximum jackpots that could happen. And if he found that no cap was put in a particular situation, it meant that it could be abused in some way.
Could you imagine being that good at pinball?
Yeah.
I can't.
No, I can't. And here's the other messed up thing. Sorry, it's an aside, but like Escher taught me how to play a rhythm game while he got to escape Nublar on Jurassic Park, was playing it, but was focused in watching me play a rhythm game and explaining to me how I was supposed to play it while he got to escape Nublar. I can't.
He solved that Rubik's Cube in record time, too.
That's kind of it. Like to have a conversation and solve a Rubik's Cube. I literally can't fathom. I can't. There's sympathy and there's empathy, and sympathy. I can't empathize with what it would be like to think that way.
We miss Escher.
Yeah, we do.
Like he was very, very cool dude. Very easy to talk to. Very approachable. Very wise beyond his years too. Young kid, I guess. You know, he's a fully fledged adult these days. But when we met him, he was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a boon. Quite honestly, to have the pleasure of I got to say that I played with one of the best pinball players in the world.
And focused on exploits, which connects back here. This game feels like it's focused on the type of players who enjoy exploits.
It's Ray Day coded.
Right. Yeah, and it's early Ray Day code on top of that, which is I think he was maybe in some ways trying to build something that he and the Eschers and other people of that caliber would really appreciate. But I want to bring this back to Glenn. Glenn, you love this game. What's something we haven't gone over yet that you think is something that makes this game fantastic, despite the fact that weirdly it sells for $4,500, that it's the worst rated of all the Elwins? What's that thing for you?
Okay, there's 3 wizard modes.
Okay.
That are like progressive, but then there's other wizard modes that are award based. So if you play every single, all right, the grid, the bingo card.
Got it.
Yeah.
If you play every super mode, which are Super Disc, Super Reactor, Super Combo, Super Gauntlet, Super Targets, and Hulk Rampage, if you play all of those by getting tic-tac-toes, and then that corresponding award lines up with a tic-tac-toe that you get from the instant info screen, there almost needs to be another screen.
Totally.
If somebody could make like a mod for AIQ that just had a constant like updating computer grid award screen, like just LCD
Sounds
off to the
awesome
side that
and
you could
also complicated to create.
Sure,
Don't
but
get me wrong.
somebody
It sounds legit and warranted, and it sounds like a chore to
it does. But if you knew at all times what by just looking up, because it doesn't tell you on the back box, you would have to have another screen.
Yeah.
But once you play all those modes, you get super computer frenzy mode. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think you're right. That sounds accurate.
Yeah, the computer frenzy, which I've never got to. That's one of the things I never did. There's another thing where every single mode you play has different trophies based on how well you do point wise, and then every super jackpot you get. When you do things well, every skill shot you get, because there's like 3 or 4 different types of skill shots you get trophies for. If you get 24, there's a total of 32 in all. But if you get 24 trophies in one game, you get Trophy Mania, which is another wizard mode.
I've never gotten to Trophy Mania either.
Me neither.
Pinjamin. No, I don't know anybody who has, except for maybe Escher, but we haven't really talked about it. Okay, so your strat though is you place Mind Gem on Black Widow. Is that where you go for?
Yep. Yeah, because it's the easiest to, and because you're going to get to the Soul Gem between your first and second, or your second and third mode you play generally.
And then after that you just kind of let it fly, or you're just flowing with the game.
And we haven't talked about like the multi-balls yet, but you use those the best you can to stack. I use the multi-balls in order to finish modes. I don't necessarily care a lot about getting jackpots and super jackpots. I'm focused more on, I know these shots have to be completed, because the game is so much more than the multi-balls. You have to get the modes and get the gems in order to progress.
From my experience, there's not as many points in the multi-balls as there can be in the modes and mini wizard modes that you typically get to on a game once you get a hold of it. I have a different strat though. I don't go after Mind Gem.
Oh, let's hear yours. Is this a tournament strat or a progression strat?
This would be a progression strat. I will say that. If I'm trying to get the greatest score of all time, if I'm trying to beat the game, then I'm gonna leave Mind Gem for later. Not alone.
Okay. Are you going Power Gem?
No. I
will
will
go Reality Gem.
Yeah. It depends on circumstances. So if I get I'll go after because once again this thing gives paths, right? So I want a Reality Gem if I have portal locks. If I don't have portal locks and I happen to get into choose your gem. What gem are you going to go after? And I have no portal locks, I'm going to go after Time Gem.
Okay.
So, depending on that. Did we talk about Time Gem very much?
Just it extends time, right?
Just what it gives the awards. We didn't talk about the shots you have to hit, but yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of a simpler mode. Like a lot of the modes that we were talking about, like Mind Gem, there's 4 different shots that are lit at once, and then you could to maximize on points, you could hit all 4 of these shots and then rip the disc, which I think I'm better about that. Back in the day, a lot of people call that disc a spinner, but there's also spinners on the game, which makes it confusing. So the disc is a disc, the spinners are a spinner.
Okay.
No, seriously, that's some confusing shit. Yeah, especially in the pro, you have 2 different spinners, and then you got that the flat one, the
didn't they call it like a sling ring or something too? I think they called it a sling ring.
In the code they always call it a disc.
Oh no, it's right. Okay. Spinning sling ring disc. Wow, right there. Wow. Look at that.
Called it out, dude.
It's both. That's so great.
No, it's a disc. Shoot the disc.
No, it's a spinning sling ring disc. You now have to call it the SSRD every time you reference it.
How is that a sling anything?
Isn't that like a mental health thing that you get melatonin from?
To address
SSRD?
Literally
the only reason they called that sling ... is because it rhymed with ring. That's it. That's the only
That's
reason.
Hey, they get to name it.
Sure. Yeah, it's theirs. Nobody calls it that though. Everybody calls it a spinner.
Everyone
which
in
makes
chat
it
from now on.
confusing as fuck because there's 2 other spinners on the game. But all right, what was I saying?
Your time gem
All right,
strat.
time gem strat. I don't typically like to. I mentioned earlier if I'm doing reality, then I'll do that only with a portal lock because how do you play reality? Well, you points aside. You gave Glenn gave an excellent rundown earlier as far as how to maximize points, especially if you have mind gem in your back pocket, which I didn't even know about. But how do you complete mind gem? Points aside, we're just looking for completions. Well, you rip the disc and then everything's lit. That's it.
It's the reality gem. You just said mind gem.
That's
But yeah,
the
reality
gem is you
Yeah.
rip the disc and now everything's lit. So if you're already in a multi-ball from Portal Locks, then
It's done fast.
let's go.
You
I'm
finish it
in
quickly.
multi-ball. I've got everything lit. It's time to just flip. So on the other hand, though, time gem is a little bit more careful. Let's be careful with time gem. So how time gem works is we need to hit both ramps, the center ramp and the banana ramp. And then after both of those ramps have been hit, then there will be a scrolling target on the drop targets.
On the columns or the rows?
Right? No, it's in this case it's the individual targets. So if I miss, then it's not as good because I can, it definitely once you get to the targets portion of this mode, it really specifically wants you to hit that specific target.
Yes.
And it'll continue whether those targets are up or down. It'll continue to scroll over that target, and even though you can't hit it anymore. So if I happen to drop the top 2 drop targets and only the bottom drop target is left, that makes it really tough.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, you got to wait for the light to come
I gotta
back
wait
around
for the
to
light
hit the
to
bottom
be
one at
on
the
the
right
drop
time.
target, and then also hit the drop target on purpose at the right time. It makes it really tough to do that unless I'm going to clear them all, and then they all pop back up. But
I feel
it's
like
trouble. It's trouble.
I feel like you're edging the
But then the
audience
game-
here. What's the benefit of going time gen? You're walking us through the steps, Paul.
All right,
Where's the payoff?
So time gem is tough to complete. Is what I'm trying to get at. It's quite
It is
simple.
tough.
It's ramp drop target.
To
Ramp,
what
ramp
end,
drop
though?
target. Ramp drop target. So 9 shots.
'Kay.
Nine
3
shots to
cycles.
complete. Glenn had mentioned it earlier in the episode, though. It's when you collect and place your time gem, then it's going to give you a time bank. And where I place that gem is on the easiest shot in the game, which is Black Widow. Accessible for both flippers, and anytime that I'm running out of time, then I just hit the center ramp, and now guess what? I had the time gem, so now I have more time.
But you would
'Cause
choose that over reality and just being able to end the mode faster when you're going for progression?
Oh, I don't need to end the mode faster. I have,
No, George,
I
you're
have the
thinking
power
mind
of-
gem.
Darn
have-
it.
but you're forgetting, George. I don't need to end the mode faster. I have the power of time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the more time you spend in the mode, the greater the likelihood that you're going to drain at some point.
I would
guess,
say from a
but-
competitive standpoint, trying to play against the game, the reality gem when you do that is nice early because it's
Sure.
easier to hit any shots because all the shots are lit. So you do get through that
Totally.
fast. So if you're
So
trying to get through the game, that is a
There-
good strategy because you have more
This is
shots
a combo thing, though. So I go after 2 gems specifically. I go after time gem, and that's if I don't have a portal lock, just because it's easier to complete in single ball play. And if I do have a portal lock, then I go after reality gem. Those are my 2 priorities. Is I want time gem on the center ramp, and I want reality gem, my multiplier, on the right orbit. So Black Widow and Black Panther. are the two Avengers that we are going after. And so, along with the time gem, George, time gem awards time to all, including how do you light portal locks again? How's our natural way? If we're not doing the
combos, I know that.
Okay, combos. Okay.
Yes.
How do you hit combos? They don't need to be back to back to back to back combos. I can do a two-way combo, and that counts as a +1 to my combo meter, I guess, for my next portal lock. And then I can trap up the ball, and then completely wait it out, and do another two-way combo. And now I have 2 combos towards my next portal lock, right? So really, what this is ultimately in the end focused on is getting to my next portal lock. I want to make portal locks as easy as possible.
Which gets you multipliers.
How do I make my portal locks as easy as possible? Yes, which gets me to multi-ball / multipliers for my next mode. And how do I make that as easy as possible? Well, I add time to my combos. And the reason I do reality gem is because after so many combos, then I have a combo jackpot of sorts. I forget exactly what it's called.
Yep,
on my right
the Black
orbit,
Panther.
which is where I placed my multiplier gem.
That was the longest. That was like 10 minutes of edging to get there.
But wait,
oh no,
we're not going to
We're not
finish our
done
listeners
yet?
off just yet. We're going to keep edging them.
Okay,
Jesus.
let's go.
So then you start super combos on your computer grid, and then you just combo left ramp Black Panther over and over and over, and then every 5 shots you get a super combo.
I think they
jackpot.
nerfed that though. I don't think you can combo Black Widow to Black
can.
Panther after so many shots. I think they turn it off.
If they did that, then that's bold because that's a hard thing to do, and I can't do more than
Black
1 or 2
Widow
of
to
them.
Black Panther. Oh, you can do that all day. At least on our
You're better
premium.
than me. Yeah, for whatever reason, like being able to hit the left ramp is simple, but then Black Panther on the right orbit, it doesn't always make it all the way up, which is where that flank attack thing
Sure.
comes in.
Yeah. No, I see
Yeah.
that.
But anyways, Raymond Davidson's got some really good tutorials on some of the fun ways like that specific situation, time gem on Black Widow, and then reality gem over there on the Black Panther to get super combos going, and then get all the combo jackpots. Like he gets billions of points doing that. But maybe they did nerf it. They might have. It's not that easy to do for me. I can't. But I've never won a state championship either. So
Sure. No, I can do it until it times out, and then I can't, do it anymore. Like, I mean, I just can only make the shots so many times. So for me, they time it out at a great time because I can't make the shots anyways.
Quick question
after
on
that.
combos. Combos just require you to hit 2 alternating shots. Would that be a combo?
Sort of. You hit a shot, and then a bunch of shots will light up flashing white arrows, which would be corresponding combo shots for that. So if I hit the center ramp, then since that feeds back to the left flipper, then your
Right orbit.
your banana ramp, your right orbit, or your Captain Marvel shot will all be lit for a combo.
yes,
But-
you won't have Hulk won't be flashing in a
got
combo
it.
after that shot.
Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, the game is smart and lights up corresponding shots that would be reasonable to do a combination on. But those combos, as far as your portal locks are concerned, don't need to be back to back to back. When we say a 4-way combo, that's not a true 4-way combo where I hit 4 shots in quick succession, one after the other, after the other, after the other. It can be just a 1-to-1 pause, 1-to-1 pause, until you get to 4.
So
Like you could repeat the left ramp over and over and over, Captain Marvel, but you won't get combos because it's
Right.
the same shot.
Yeah.
Same thing with the gauntlet ramp feeding the upper flipper. You have to pick different shots.
So once you light a portal lock, how do you start the multi-ball? Or in this case, I wanna get to 3 portal locks. How do I avoid starting the multi-ball?
On a
You don't shoot the right ramp, the
The right
banana
ramp.
ramp.
Okay, the banana ramp. Got it.
on a pro. Unfortunately, on the premium, your
It lifts up.
disc raises
Yeah, and it
up
falls
in
in there
order to-
so easily. Once
Yep.
again, reaffirming The Pro is the right way to go with this game. In fact, is there anybody out there right now? Of us three, I think we're all on board with Pro over Premium / LE.
Somebody in chat said it earlier. They're big fans of Avengers and they like the premium.
Brooklyn,
to
I think,
boot.
said that.
Yes, I think you're right.
Okay. And they would choose the Premium over the Pro. Benjamin agreeing. Pro always for this one.
Pro always is my stance.
And you can get it for $4,500 to $5,000 used.
Freaking steal, man.
It sounds like a steal if what you want is a game that
has really shitty animations and callouts.
Oh, I forgot about the animations. I forgot about
Yeah.
that and the crappy
No.
callouts.
That's true. That's true. And there's not a lot of really great moments in the game. That is another bummer. The Soul Gem being my favorite moment. Some people really do like the Hawkeye challenge is a fun moment. It does feel good when you do it, and then when you get the Hulk award for the what's the jackpot, the Gamma Ray.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. But kind of like Game of Thrones, you're like, okay, the beauty in this game is the scoring. It really is like how like crazy can you get something to explode the score, and then that's where the gratifying payout is. There is also, or here's a cool thing. If you have the Soul Gem and you get to the second wizard mode, which is Black Order Multi-Ball, it gives you the option to gamble your Soul Gem for an Add-a-Ball, where if you finish and get the super jackpot in the Black Order Multi-Ball, you get the Soul Gem back. Otherwise, you lose it, and you can't get it back. And the Soul Gem doesn't just give you a Soul Gem jackpot from modes. It also allows you to replay modes you failed. So there is that perk as well.
So it has 2 perks.
So the Soul Gem is pretty valuable. Yeah.
Wait,
it's
are there
pretty
other
valuable.
gems that have multiple perks? Because I feel like some of them have multiple perks.
How many gems we got? 6, right? Six gems. So we have time, reality, mind, power, soul,
And then one more, right?
space.
Space. Yeah. So the Space Gem, we went over that earlier, where if you have the Space Gem and you complete one of the mini wizard modes, it lights change gems, in which you can shoot the far bottom right shot and change your gems.
Sure.
On the Pro, you shoot that, but then you got to shoot the gauntlet ramp, because that's the only way to stop the ball from moving on the playfield. It's the only place to stop the ball.
All right.
And so then you get like 13 seconds to select every shot you want, and then put each gem that you have on different shots.
So there was
if you have this.
Sorry, you finish your thought.
If you have the Space Gem, you get a little bit more time to do that, which you'd think would be a time gem perk, but it's not. It's a Space Gem.
Okay. Interesting. So there was a major tournament. I want to say within the last year and a half at most, where I want to say it was Z-Mac and Jason Zoller playing on it. And
Oh my
Zoller,
goodness, I should watch that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's somewhere out there. I don't remember. I wish I could tell you what event it was. Maybe somebody in chat can chime in.
It was probably at Expo, because those games at Expo come out of the box and they get set up. It's the only tournament I know where they don't try to nerf anything. It's factory settings on everything.
And the games are set so easy. That's why that tournament goes
So
on.
I think,
Well, I mean,
think
this game
that's-
is so it's a few years old at this point. I doubt it was out of the box. But Zoller was playing on their I can't remember if it was the Pro or the Premium. I want to say it was probably the Pro. But regardless, Avengers. It was Zoller was playing AIQ and got to Thanos attacks and made a bold. He made a bold move once again. This is in the same mindset as Escher, where Zoller is number 1 in the world at this very moment, and is Zoller picks this game at many different competitions. Yeah, because people don't know it. People don't know it, and he knows how to exploit it, which is massively different. You can know how to play a game, and you can not know how to play a game, and then that's one thing. And if you know how to exploit a game versus not knowing how to exploit a game, it's a very different thing.
So, how did Zoller exploit when he got to the final wizard mode?
It wasn't the final wizard mode. It was which wizard mode is Thanos attacks? So first off, you play what?
It's not a wizard mode. Thanos attacks is just when he comes after your gems. It happens like after you've collected a couple, just randomly. Instead of there being a gem mode, he jumps in and he's like, "No, you're not playing a gem mode. I now have the gems you've collected, and now you have to defend them."
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay. Here's the bold move that Zoller did during this competition, and it got him points. It arguably won the game for him. He let Thanos attack, and then when Thanos was going after his reality gem, he let Thanos take it. He just let Thanos take it.
To what end?
That's really cool.
To what end?
Because if he had,
great question, George. Here's the end. Is after he got out of that mode and the rest of the Thanos attacks mode was over, well, you no longer have the reality gem, which means you can play it again.
if you have the soul gem.
No, not even if you have the soul gem. He just didn't. It was like he never played that mode, so it was an easy mode to complete, and so he was just able to play it again because he doesn't have it anymore. So he's got to get it back.
Pinjamin is saying that you, and both Glenn, you're saying that you have to have the soul gem in order to get it back, because soul gem is what enables you to play modes a second time.
Yes.
Not after Thanos attacks, I don't think. I think
maybe not. There might be.
I think they're just available.
I think the rules say. If you have the soul gem, you can play a mode that you failed. But there is
that wouldn't be a failed mode. Then.
Stipulation,
but it's not a failed mode. You completed the mode, and then the gem was taken away, and now it's available again. So
that's hilarious. I love that.
I don't think it was. He might have had the mind gem, like Nolan Zeller. He had all
soul
of them,
gem, but yeah,
soul gem.
Yeah.
But okay. I've Pinjamin
complicated.
Saying I'm wrong, and it's not the first time, and it's not gonna be the last time. Just saying. Pinjamin sounds like they know what they're talking about. I'm gonna believe Glen here too. There's enough people. We were just talking about Thanos attacks, community attacks.
No. Frisco jumping in saying it was Pinberg, and the meta currently is to let Thanos take the reality gem so you can play it again, and it's why the scoring can get nutty.
Okay, well, maybe Frisco can back this up. Do you have to have the soul gem in order to replay it or not?
Oh, Frisco did a whole podcast deep dive into this specific situation because Frisco does.
You don't? Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Boom. Mic drop. Mic drop.
Headphone drop.
Okay.
Sorry, Pinjamin.
Boom. Now we all need to go. Go ahead.
I want to learn stuff like that. I don't need to be right.
I don't need to be right either.
No.
I'm
actually
no, you
want
really
to drop your mic and you're going to put your headphones down.
Sure.
No,
headphones down.
Okay,
no,
sure.
but that's, I think to bring this back to this game, and if we're going to shine a spotlight on a game that gets shat upon, and this is it gets a bad rap, is that this game is complicated and you have to play it a lot, likely to understand the rules, because it's about it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. Like every card breaks the rules in some way, and the mind gem, or the gems allow you to kind of break the system in some way, in some unique way. And it's all of these different things you can do, and the goal is to find exploits.
So maybe this is where this is the hill I'm gonna die on, is the fact that this little thing that we're getting hung up on is like, can you replay that mode or can't you? And that's such a deep, obscure part of the game, which is why it sucks.
Okay.
That's the reason I think this game sucks. In all honesty, if you're to come and meet me in person, I enjoy this game. Okay, I'm just playing this.
Playing devil's advocate. Yeah. I got you.
But legitimately, these obscurities within the rules and how complicated the rules are and how long it takes to get to the rules that we ourselves amongst the community of players that play this game and enjoy this game can't agree upon is why this game sucks.
Okay.
I think that the game surprises you the longer you own it, and it
I'll
endears
agree
you
with
to
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then you get to go on a podcast to do a 3-hour humble brag that you've gotten to the end and pretend like you're helping
not
people.
gotten to the end.
When honestly, all I'm doing is saying I've beaten the game multiple times in different ways, and I'm still not a state champion. But if you get to the end of the game and you fail, it's kind of cool because it actually lets you try it again. Like if you die on the wizard mode, it doesn't like reset the game. You're still stuck. You get to go back like Doctor Strange goes back in time and lets you play him again on the next ball.
Huh.
So that's kind of cool.
That is super cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then if you carry every gem to the end of the game, which is hard to do,
Yeah,
and
I
I've
believe
only
it.
done it once. If you carry every gem to the end of the game, you don't even have to play the wizard mode. It just gives you 1 billion points and says good job.
Right, that makes sense because at that point you have the glove. You have
yeah,
the,
you
the
snap
ability
your
to
fingers,
snap.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got some really cool stuff all the way to the end, and it still has stuff in it I've never played. I've never been to Trophy Mania. I've never been to the Supercomputer Frenzy. There's some cool stuff in the game I haven't experienced, and yet I still also haven't gotten every achievement on Insider Connected. Getting 3 successful Hawkeye challenges in one game is one of the things.
My God.
Yeah, no, because each one's harder.
No, yeah.
So-
Getting the first one's all I really care about because that will typically light my portal lock if my disc post is out of the way, right? But I can't. That's insane, man. It's what they're asking you to do on this game is a lot. It's a tall order.
But they were smart about it because they knew that they made a layout that was safe, that was combo friendly, that fed flippers for more shots that were safe. And there are some dangerous things that you have to go for, but then it also lets you move the gems in ways that gets you the next Avenger collected with a shortcut if you take the time to understand it. And then you feel smart because it's like anything where like you feel like you're outsmarting the machine, but you're just actually using the rules that they were trying to let you have from the beginning.
Okay. This is just in. I'm wrong. The Pinjamin is correct here. Hottie looked it up and double checked the data, I guess. Sorry. No, that's disingenuine. Hottie checked the facts. All right. Let's really give credit to Pinjamin here. You do need to have what is it?
Easier or give them
The soul gem. Yeah.
Because
You
once
got to
you
have the
get 3
soul gem in order to. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shit. Pulling up actual record stuff. But regardless, it's still what a play of just letting the reality gem go so that you can play it again.
Yeah, but this is kind of what I was trying to get at here is that this game, I think, is made for the kind of player who enjoys exploits, exploitive playing in pinball, right?
Yep. I'm finding that more and more and more in the games that are released in this day and age. Potter is a prime example that I think I've spoken to you at nauseum about, where it's Potter. Harry Potter is a very deep game that we talked about in a previous podcast, and since then, spoiler alert, I've changed my opinion on it. I actually like playing the game a lot more than I did during our little first impression outing. So my opinion on Harry Potter has changed quite a bit. At the same time, I don't think that's a monster license that should ideally be there to introduce a lot of people into pinball that I think isn't. It's not hitting that mark. It's a very deep, very confusing game. Somebody who's been playing pinball for the last 10 years, I'm struggling with learning that game because it's so deep and everything. And I can only imagine for somebody who's walking up to a pinball machine for the first time after they just caught their breath after saying they still make these. And then they're flipping on this now. And it's like, whoa, dude, that's too much to throw at anybody. And Avengers is kind of in that same boat.
What's your thoughts there, Glenn?
Yeah, I think the hardest thing about Harry Potter is that right scoop.
Oh my God, that's
People
so tough to hit.
just trying to get a mode started. But no, I don't know. I'm being selfish here. I want every game to present a puzzle to take apart.
Yeah.
But I also understand certain IPs are better off for new players to be able to get a dummy multi-ball. And Avengers does have that. You know, you hit Thor 3 times and you're in Thor multi-ball. And the add-a-ball is pretty easy. Actually, here's another fun fact. Most multi-balls in this game don't just have one add-a-ball because you have both the Captain Marvel spinner will light your mystery, so you got that add-a-ball as well as what other add-a-ball that multi-ball has. With Thor, spin the sling ring disc, and then you hit the Sanctum target behind it for an add-a-ball. Where Iron Man multi-ball, you got to spell IRON and then hit the Sanctum target behind the sling ring disc.
Yeah.
Thor will light that stand-up target too.
I think you said that.
Oh, sorry. Am I?
Yeah. No, they do. They both do. They both have
both do.
Yeah, behind the sling ring disc.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. The stand-up target behind the disc will add a ball if you do the right thing
So
to light it.
at this point, I'm thinking, man, wow, I just lost myself. Paul was pointing out that maybe this isn't a great game for a newbie, but for somebody,
No, it's not at all.
Okay. No, Glenn,
All right,
thank you.
we all agree on that.
Yeah, we all
Great, it's
agree.
not.
This is not the game for a newbie, but in a collection or somebody who is more advanced, who isn't just struggling to kind of keep the ball above the flippers, somebody who's been playing for a while, this is the kind of game where there's so much depth into what can be achieved beyond just the wizard mode. This is the kind of game that maybe has a staying power in a collection. Would you say that, Glenn?
Yeah, and it's non-linear, so you can do things in different orders where literally you have a different strategy you can go with any gem.
This is a great game to have at home.
People wind up playing Guardians of the Galaxy the exact same way every time. Even though you can choose different modes.
Yeah, you end up playing it the same way.
There is a path of better. Same with Godzilla. Some of these games really don't give you a lot of... Once you get deep enough into the game and you understand it fully, you're like, well, I could do that, but it's not as beneficial. You can, just like Game of Thrones, every house in Game of Thrones has a strategy. Every mode and gem in AIQ has a strategy. It has so much staying power. As long as you have a skill set that's high enough to take advantage of it and a willingness to understand the rules, it's a perfect game. If you have all those elements.
And a spinner instead of a upside down ramp.
Yeah, and I don't want every game as
then that's a
complicated as
perfect
Avengers either. Like, if every game was this complicated, I don't think that would be good for pinball.
No.
But I think
Right.
that we need a few games that have this next level.
I'll
Okay.
agree.
So
I'll
that-
agree.
Yeah, this is the supreme pizza with anchovies,
So
right?
George has had a boatload of different games here in his
Panic
residence over the years, right? Yeah, here in the Panic Room over the years. George is a buyer and seller. There's nothing that's bolted here, right? You're not attached to anything, right?
I want to say yes to that question.
The right deal comes along and you're willing to let it go. If the timing's right.
Yep.
If nothing else. Okay. On the other hand, I own only 2 games at this point. My girlfriend owns one. I used to own 3. So I've out of playing pinball for 10 years, and I've purchased 3 games and I've sold 1. And so the 3 games that I have in my possession now, including my girlfriend's one, would be Jungle Princess, Walking Dead, and Trident. and that's it. And the game that I sold was World Cup Soccer.
And are you saying that this game, if you bought it, would be a bolted to the floor situation?
No, I'm saying out of those 3 games, or out of those 4 games, sorry, out of Jungle Princess, Trident, World Cup Soccer, and The Walking Dead, the one I got bored with was World Cup Soccer. Like almost immediately.
Okay.
I had it in my house for less than a month, and I was like, I really liked World Cup Soccer, and now I'm just bored with it. And
Yeah, your super modes in that game you can't even exploit very much
Yeah.
because they cap pretty quick.
no, totally, yeah. And what I'm really trying to say is, you're not going to have that experience on Avengers.
Got it. Okay. I really needed the
no,
dots
to
to
dial it
payoff,
back.
that
Yeah,
payoff
I'm
was
just the
so worth
George,
it.
I'm the edgelord.
I
tonight,
know, you
okay?
are the edge
Edge
lord.
me
I love
to the
it.
climax of my dreams.
Yes. All right, Glenn, you mentioned that there's some other games you would get, I think, in place of Avengers if first, before grabbing and putting Avengers back in. You've just described Avengers as like the ultimate home game. Now that you've said that, what's higher than Avengers for you right now?
Anything new that I don't really know very well, so I think King Kong would be the top of my list.
Got it. What you're looking for is that new relationship energy, the NRE.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I don't know that those games would have staying power longer than Avengers, but I just don't know those games as well as Avengers, and so as a tournament player, I want to learn the games that I'm going to play to the point where I have knowledge where if a game is set up different, I have a strategy for that different setup.
Okay.
Because that's what you wind up walking into at a tournament. It's like, oh, the Hulk spinner gets 3 spins on this Avenger because
Yeah,
extra Paul wasn't there to juice it up.
to balance
And-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, well, then you're not going to even go for the soul gem mode in that situation, which changes which gem you go for. Like, there's so many cascading penalties for a shot that doesn't work. And on Avengers, like, it's a puzzle. Then you're like, all right, now you're reverse engineering. Where are the points if this shot's not there?
So if it's
To me, that's fun.
if it's not King Kong and it's not any other Elwyn design, what's replacing Avengers?
Okay, so then it's not going to be Harry Potter only because that's not in tournaments.
Nope.
As much as I would love to play Harry Potter and have it,
Oh, we're
I
gonna put
still
it-
don't want to lose when I play.
I'm putting it in tournaments.
I don't know, Jaws or like you said. Okay, so all right, so Star Wars: Fall of the Empire. I don't know that game very well yet, and I keep hearing it's really, really good. And okay, fine. I've seen a lot of Star Wars games, but Tim Lee says that game is the best Star Wars game. So Tim Lee is Tim Lee, and he's going to do Tim Lee things. said
I
his
feel
name
like
3 times tonight.
Fall of the Empire shoots very similar to Walking Dead. It's brutal, man.
It is brutal. It forces you to shoot stand-ups.
But it's I
Right
mean the
across the
code
middle.
on it at the same time is very fun. It's kind of I know we just got Walking Dead remastered, but to me, Fall of the Empire. George and I went to the media day in Chicago to watch that be released, and it was definitely
Nice.
giving me some.
I was invited.
It gave me some Walking Dead vibes on it, just with the brutality of like the way it shoots and what you can do with. Look, I don't know. It's back to basics, but like in a brutal way,
Yeah. I would agree.
kind of. I don't know how else to describe it. Of that, it's punishing and it's not complex.
Also, it's another Ray Day. So if we're connecting dots here between Avengers and Fall of the Empire, there may be another opportunity for some of this very interesting depth. I don't know that we're ever going to see anything ever like Avengers again, but some of that's got to be there.
I think that there's a lot of modes in Star Wars. I don't know how much they all tie into each other and how much, because like every character, there's a whole like spray of like fan shots
Yeah.
that all have different characters with their own modes that are attached in a sequence to them. I don't know how deep that gets and how far it goes, but do you think, in just relationship to this conversation, do you think Pokemon will have any depth, or do you think they're going to do something?
I hope it's like an onion, man, where it's really easy to peel the first layer off and it's very approachable to most people. But as you dive deeper and deeper and deeper, there's more and more there. That's how I want. As somebody who's the leader of a community here with all the tournaments and leagues that I run, I genuinely want what I want most out of pinball is it to grab more people.
I do too.
That's really what I want is that I want to see new faces and I want to see them often. And a lot of these games that we've seen come out recently are really just here to keep the same people coming back. And there's something to that. Don't get me wrong. That's not nothing. Those games are valid and loved too at the same time. But it's not where the longevity of the hobby lies.
It's an interesting decision if you compare them in a way like, so for instance, name me a classic rock band that would be made, that would be a great
Journey.
seller for the, so if Journey gets made,
Okay.
there's so many pinball players currently that would buy that game and it's guaranteed sales.
Sure.
X amount of sales. I can't say like top notch bestseller ever, but there's guaranteed sales. Mm-hmm. If you make Pokemon, you're risking alienating the buyer base to hope to get new players from a gigantic potential pool of buyers that maybe only don't have the income for that. It's I think it's a risk.
Dude, you seen people buy Pokemon cards? Those people have money. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, a Pokemon card pack is what, $5?
Sure, but the people who buy there are people out there. There are Pokemon fans who buy relentless amounts of Pokemon cards.
Oh, I want to meet these people.
Yeah, no, I
don't know what they spend.
Listen, it's its own hobby that's way bigger than pinball. Seriously, the Pokemon card collection, just anything Pokemon. People who buy Pokemon things buy all things Pokemon.
I think that was the key. You said it. Pokemon is bigger than pinball.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
say Magic
Big
the
time.
Gathering is
no
bigger
doubt.
than pinball. Like,
But
all
so
of
is Star
these.
Wars. But how many did they sell that many Star Wars pins more than they would have Journey?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The way
Probably.
I think so, too.
I don't know what it was, but the way the Fall of the Empire Star Wars game came out made me feel like I had never heard of Star Wars before. It was like, are you kidding me? This is like the 5th Star Wars pinball machine that has existed now. This isn't. You're not breaking ground here. We've had Star Wars pinball from Sega and from Data East and from Stern again.
And Hankin.
Yeah, and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like it's this isn't new, and it felt like it was like, no, eat it. You like it? You like Star Wars? I told you that you did. So
Okay, so the three of us are a little bit beyond just caring about a game because of the theme.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, I don't give a shit
So
about
give
the
me-
theme. I care about the gameplay.
Yeah,
I
so
could-
give me your percentage. Like, if you were to give me, like, I care X amount % about the theme, X amount % about the rules.
It's like 80-20.
And the shot. And yeah, me too.
80-20
Me too.
for me. I'm a Ninja Turtles super fan. I fucking hate that game.
I love that game.
I hate that game so much.
That's in our list
Really?
of games that people struggle with that we have someone lined up to defend in the very near future, actually.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Not me, somebody else.
Yep. We have somebody else coming in on that one.
What a turd.
I think I'm 50-50. The theme does a lot for me.
Well, okay. So in my defense here, like if you have a a dream theme for you and it doesn't hit the mark,
That's so
then
disappointing.
it falls that much shorter for you personally.
True. Queen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good example. That's a good example. But no, I feel like, if it falls a little short, there's some people out there who are quite a bit more positive than I am on on things. Just a little less pessimistic, and I think Hottie is actually a great example. I want to say Avengers, or no, it was Venom. Venom was a dream theme for Hottie. Yeah,
Neat.
perfect.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, that's the
TC Punk
guy.
also.
So for a lot of people, I won't say this is falls into the bad rap category just yet, because I personally like Venom.
No, Venom falls into the bad rap. We
does it?
literally
Okay.
have Frisco lined up.
Oh.
to talk
Okay.
about Venom.
Don't you?
I'll shank you, says Hottie.
What is the
All
best?
right,
What is
well-
the best? What is the best prison shank tool? I'm gonna go toothbrush.
Yeah, I was gonna say toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Yeah, there's no question.
All right, so yeah, once again, like a lot of for me, Ninja Turtles is a dream theme, and it fell short, so I hate that game now. But on the other hand, there's much more positive people out there, much more optimistic people who can, I think I can loosely quote Hottie here by saying that if Venom had a single pop bumper, he still would have loved it, right?
Question. The new topic.
For
We got, like,
Quaddy?
5 minutes.
Oh,
We got
No,
5
just-
minutes, and we do
dream-
actually
dream
have
themes.
an ending thing here.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as a member of the homebrew community, I'm going to make a shameless pug. Jesus, have another.
Homebrew community is crushing it these days, by the way.
So we're making a lot of games that people want to be made, but I'm hearing from the manufacturers that that's not a good idea because it can ruin the momentum and basically destroy an IP for a manufacturer to make if a homebrewer already made it. That's what I've been told. Do you guys believe that? I don't. I
Harry
don't think
Potter
a home.
Oh,
Did
I
not get ruined.
my response to that, if I was you, and being told this from a manufacturer, my response would be then hire me.
Well, we made Saw Pinball, and we were told if you make a really good homebrew, you will ruin the license for a manufacturer to make it
Then hire me.
by a manufacturer. So that's like, come on.
Oh,
like,
okay.
make a better one.
Hi, manufacturer. I am hireable.
Yeah, that is an interesting statement. I'd say that if it was, once again, you nailed it with the statement, if you make a good homebrew with a particular license and they buy that license, they should just buy the design off you if it was really that good.
No, we rethemed a Whirlwind, so that's not something that's even possible. So we didn't even think we were going to make that good of a homebrew. Like we hoped for a good homebrew, but we made a pretty good homebrew, and
It was a pretty damn
we
good
wish that
homebrew.
we wish that it was an original layout at the end of it, because it's like, well, maybe we could have done something with it. But either way, like, come on, Spooky. If you put
No,
Saw
dude, that's
right next, and Spooky wasn't the manufacturer that told us this, but if you put Saw right next to Evil Dead, they're not even close. Evil Dead's amazing. So much. You can make a better game than our Saw homebrew. And I want somebody because we built the best game we could with our abilities, and then I want to see what a manufacturer does. Like,
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know the full context of this outside of literally what you just told us. I think that's rude. I think that's really rude.
Yeah.
as hell.
I would agree with
for,
that.
For a manufacturer to tell you, a person who built put your heart and
soul. Yeah.
into this thing as a passion project that you're not making any money out of, and they're coming up to you saying, "Well, since you did that, well then I'm not going to make any money off of it."
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, thank you for saying that, Paul. I want to change my statement. I don't swear. I try my best not to swear, but I would tell that manufacturer to go fuck themselves. Like, that is such a douchebag
No, that's
statement to
rude.
make to somebody who put all of that effort into something for no money. Like, y'all aren't doing it to make a big
doing it for
payday.
love.
It's for the love of the hobby. Fuck them.
No, that's legit. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
You tied it back to the first where we
The
started.
other podcast,
Yeah.
better podcast. But no, that's shocking to me. That blows my mind that somebody told you that. And we
but
don't
you've
need to
got
out them, but
No. But you also have the Harry Potter homebrew that got a cease and desist from Warner Brothers.
That's different. I'm okay with somebody
However-
sending a
however,
cease and
they don't-
desist.
how though?
But
Are
they don't
selling
get.
it?
No, they weren't. They did nothing wrong. They actually did nothing more than 1,000 other YouTube channels that use Harry Potter's image and likeness in the same way he was, but he got shut down, and we all know why.
Yeah.
Because he was making a pinball machine that somebody else was already in the process of making. And then if you would have seen his homebrew at Expo this year, he brought it back and they told him not to. And he had this big old, like, gigantic sign saying why he's not breaking any laws by having the game here. And so it's all right. So let's put it this way. We have 50 homebrews at Expo last year. This isn't going away. The manufacturers
No,
have to
it's
figure out
not.
how to navigate big trouble, little China. Kyle, he just got hired by Barrels of Fun. Congratulations. Super, super happy for Kyle. He's a really good dude and a good designer. We had, what's the guy that went to American Pinball? Ryan McQuaid.
Yep.
You know, he was a homebrew
Sonic
maker. We
Spinball.
had the guys that did Legends of Valhalla. You've got homebrew guys that have been able to take and Keith Elwin as well. But then to think, like, with 50 pinball machines being made that are homebrew projects, there's going to be overlap. So the manufacturers I think they have to just figure out how to just be like, okay, cool, they made one and we're going to make one too. We have unlimited budgets as homebrew people, whatever we can afford. The manufacturers have a limited budget, and I think that the buying market can understand the difference.
So
I think so too.
okay, so there is an aspect, a massive aspect that often gets overlooked in pinball to this entire conversation is that I'm here to back the homebrew community. Let me just get that off my chest here. I think what the homebrew community is bringing to pinball is freaking amazing, and the way that they're doing it is beyond impressive. Like it blows my mind what people are able to do out of their freaking garage. With that being said, when it comes time to manufacture a pinball machine with an IP, there's some hoops and hurdles to jump through and over that the homebrew community is blessed to not have to deal with.
Oh yeah, no, we did saw pinball, and I made like 15 songs in the game. Would any of those have been cleared by the licensor? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah,
because I wrote them and I played them and I whatever. And
I mean,
and then I
sometimes
also
you meet
had
some
my
cool
call-outs.
people in that whole interaction where they're like, "No, we like what you do and how you do it. Oh, like keep it going."
So when I say in the voice of Jigsaw, just how valuable are your flipper fingers, or how important are your flipper fingers to you in the Jigsaw voice? Like, I think it's funny, but would Lionsgate be like, yeah, you can put that in your game? No, they have to approve it or not. Who knows?
Yeah,
But then
John
we
Wick
made
didn't get guns, right? Like,
you have all sorts of.
messy.
Oh, look at this! Thanks, George.
Yeah.
And then we made Monster League Hockey, and that was a completely unlicensed theme.
So
and
fun,
we did
by
it
the
for
way.
our friend Jake Danzig, and he brought in some people in the hobby, Antoinette Johnson, and then Nikki Green, and then also Mads Pin, I think is her handle, and they were characters inside the artwork that Brad Albright did. By the way, Brad is killing it. He's over at Multimorphic. He's over at Barrels of Fun. He did Winchester. He did our game, and then he also had
What's the multimorphic
Portal,
game?
all at
yeah,
the same
yeah.
show. Portal. So anyhow, like, so this game, they're thinking about trying to put it in production right now, but like, we don't know.
And this
they
is
have
like
to
a
figure out what it's gonna
PvP,
cost.
like I'm picturing Joust. There was another soccer one type of thing.
It's a hockey game. You're playing hockey against your
Dope,
opponent. There's a
dude.
goalie between the flippers. That's a drop target, and every time you hit the drop target, you lose a save. Once you're out of saves, the drop target's gone, and you score a goal. It's 3 minutes of head-to-head hockey. It's
Oh,
great.
it's awesome. Yep.
That's great.
And
Yeah.
there's more to it than
I
that,
wanna
but
play
it's
the
really
fuck
simple.
out of
And
that.
Oh, and there's an LCD here. Like when you're playing here, you get to watch the LCD over here, which is a scoreboard.
Oh,
It's
okay,
actually
that's
super fun.
No, that's ingenious.
Yeah,
that's I like that a lot. That's really smart. Okay, so yeah, you're
so we did one licensed, one unlicensed, and then the one unlicensed has a chance of being manufactured, and then the one that's licensed, there's no chance.
Right.
Actually, we did talk to Lionsgate. they would have wanted like Stern to pick it up.
yeah. Oh well, I
Because
right,
they're like, well, we
instead
just
of-
worked with John Wick. We would like Stern to take this, and I apologize to my teammates for bringing that up, but we actually had a meeting with them, like with the licensing that head of like look at the plunger. Did you see the plunger that, Paul? Go back up. The plunger is a jigsaw that goes into the machine. Hacksaw.
That's awesome.
Dude, I can't even tell you how proud of this game we were, and like.
As you guys should
was
be.
buzz.
Like, don't get me. Meetings aside, listen. Deals can go south for a variety of stupid fucking reasons. The joy that you guys had in making this game and being able to see other people walk away with joy from playing it. That's something that you should hold on to.
Here's a story. Eric and Joe, two of the guys, or sorry, Eric and Austin. Austin brought the crew together, and Austin brought the crew together. Eric went with Austin to a horror convention that had Shawnee Smith and not the Jigsaw actual actor. He was supposed to be there, but he backed out. But the guy that's that took over like the main bad guy from like 4 to like 10. He's an Australian actor. He was there, and both of them like went bananas when they saw it. And then that's how we got connected to the licensing lady that wanted a meeting with us to talk to us about what could we do about this passion project to get it manufactured. And she's like, "We got to get this to Stern." And it's like, "Well, this is a retheme of a layout." And
Yeah.
and I think back about it, I'm like, well, would Stern have even made a game that they might have sold like 800? Like that's a spooky run, right? It's not a Stern run.
Yeah. Well,
Because
Nope, that's a good point.
yeah, this is definitely in Spooky's realm,
Yeah.
more so than it is with Stern. What's the Stern horror? Is it just Walking Dead, pretty much?
no, I don't think they're ever going to do one after a Walking Dead. I think I heard them say that we'll never do another horror theme after Walking Dead. But yes, they did Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yep, Spooky's been doing great. This would have been a perfect. I feel like 1,000. I think they easily would have sold 1,000 saws.
I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. And Spooky's been making some headway lately. Some people will hate on him because of quality. But recent games have shown a new leaf, right?
We'll see with Beetlejuice, but I don't want to go too far into that.
Sure.
Glenn,
Sorry.
I want to.
I
No,
like this
no,
idea.
yeah, that's
Jump
good.
on
I'm
here.
bringing it back around. Glenn, how if people want to get a hold of you, if they want to talk to you about doing music, if they just want to chat with you about Avengers, and your opinion on the pro version of Avengers being like the perfect at-home pinball machine, how would people get a hold of you?
There's two ways. You can call me 615-476-3349.
Jesus.
Wow, dude.
I don't care. How many people are watching?
Good
Just-
point.
Just call me. Out of the blue, I will answer. I have to answer because I have a work phone number that I don't know who's calling. And if the person on the other side of the phone says, let's talk pinball, we're going to talk pinball.
What was that number
Or you
again?
just find
I'm
me,
putting it in the chat.
615-476-3349. And if you want to message me on Facebook Messenger, that's probably the best way. Yeah, I'll get back to you. I don't know what we talk about, but I'm down.
Okay. I'm putting your name in there. Facebook, Glen Waechter. I had to say your last name once. I figured out how to say it correctly. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, David Fix put his number out there, and I called him once. And,
I mean, yeah. So Zach Mini.
True. Call him late at night and on weekends, please.
What's your mother's maiden name though?
Peterson.
Oh God.
All right, Paul. If people wanted to get a hold of you, how would they go about doing that?
Probably just on Instagram, pbj.pinballjones on Instagram.
Peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, I guess everybody. It's really Pinball Jones is what it comes from, but everybody's just been calling it PBJ for years. So yeah, I don't know why that weirdly
highlighted pbj.pinballjohn, but left off the ES on Instagram. That was funky.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the easiest way. I do also stream here on Twitch as well.
Pontiac Grand Am.
PBJ_PinballJones. If you want to email me, you can totally do that too. That's league@pinballjones.com.
Barton Elementary.
Oh, that's so great. And lastly, y'all, if you want to get a hold of me, my name is George. You can email me at george@don'tpanicflip.com. If you just Google Don't Panic Flip, you can hit me on any of the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, X. I haven't been on X in a couple of months, but, whatever. Email's probably the best way. I am not putting my phone number out there, but Glenn, I really appreciate that.
970. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Now, we typically end this stream on a pun. I'm ready.
Oh, are you? Great.
I'm so ready.
Go.
Now, this goes to both of y'all. What would you get if you crossed Captain America with Hulk?
I don't know. What?
You would get the Star-Spangled Banner.
Because it's Bruce.
Because it's Bruce and
Bruce Banner.
Captain America.
I got one. Can I add
Oh
one?
my God, please. Yes, I should have offered that up first. I'm so sorry, Glenn. Please.
What did one dehydrated Frenchman say to the other dehydrated Frenchman? What do we do now, Pierre?
Because you pee air. Got it.
Because you're dehydrated. Yes.
That's awesome. Glenn, thank you so much for jumping on. Paul, thank you for hanging out as usual. I don't know. I don't typically thank you. Like you're a part of this show. But audience, thank you so much for being here.
I'll wait for the thank you until we unbox the thing that we're about to unbox.
Yeah. And on top of that, we're going to stop this show. And then we'll be back on in probably about 20 minutes as soon as we get...
Really?
Yeah.
Is that all it's going to take is 20 minutes?
And I am not a dehydrated Frenchman. I've got to go.
Yeah, I also need to... Maybe 25 minutes, let's say. Yeah, exactly. Thank you all so much. Glenn, thank you so much for honestly coming on. Also rescheduling after yesterday. This was so much fun. We really appreciate your time. Thanks.
Yeah, no, this was a blast.
Shout out.
I probably will text you. just
Walt,
so you
Walt
know.
Wood has first impressions ready to go.
Oh, for
go watch
Pokemon.
Walt Wood.
Pokemon.
Walt Wood's the best.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's got some opinions.
Yeah. Awesome. Y'all, thank you again. This podcast will be published in several weeks. We've actually got 3 podcasts that all need to be published at a time. We're going to get there. We're going to get there quick. Thank you again. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.